Greetings from Citizen Health and the Team Academy IAPS ME Connect. And today, in the series of People's Health It Matters, we have Dr. Sumant, who is a faculty of Department of Community Medicine, Mysore Medical College and Research Institute. A very warm welcome to you, sir, on behalf of all the audience.
Thank you.
There are so many talks about non-communicable diseases. So today we will talk how to prevent these non-communicable diseases. As we have discussed that what are non-communicable diseases like hypertension and diabetes, etc. But today we will discuss that how we can prevent these non-communicable diseases. So please, sir, I would like to ask you that if we want to prevent these non-communicable diseases, how to prevent these?
Yeah, definitely it is preventable or at least postponed. The majority of them can be definitely prevented or postponed if there is a strong forces. Like we have modifiable factors and non-modifiable factors which influence the occurrence of these non-communicable diseases. So certain things like age we cannot modify. We have to get older. The genetics, what our forefathers have transferred to us, that we cannot change. But still, in those situations, we can at least postpone. However, there are definitely some modifiable things like dietary practices which we do, and the physical activity levels, our habits like smoking or alcohol. If we practice, we can stop and so there are definitely ways where we can prevent, and also the stress. In the lifestyle, it's all competitive these days. So because of huge stress, we end up getting these diseases. So by cutting down these stress, we can definitely prevent. So among these, the diet and physical activity and stress are very important because we usually ignore. We say, okay, okay, I don't smoke, I don't take alcohol, but still I got it. How did I get it? So I don't know. So people will be thinking about it. Why me? So these are things which we generally ignore. So these are things to be focused.
Sure, sir. So, what should we do for that? Means, should we improvise our dieting, or we do the physical exercise more, or what? What kind of thing we should need to do?
Right. So generally, people say, okay, you should have a healthy diet and, you do walk more or do exercise, do more exercise. So we don't generally get the specific advices on these things. It's all vague, and then people end up doing what is according to their perception, what is good diet, what is more activity or exercise. So they end up very vague, and they don't do what is really required. So let me focus on these two things in the today's discussion, so that we will be able to practice them. So let us take the dietary practices to begin with. Uh, yeah, so to make it simple, I would say uh, what to eat, when to eat, right, and how much to eat will be easy questions to answer ourselves, so that we will be able to practice. When to eat is a very important thing. Again, what we used to do in earlier days, not just in India but throughout the world, people used to wake up early and have breakfast. They used to break the fast. That's the meaning of breakfast. But generally, we end up breaking it very late, which is not really correct. So, best thing is having breakfast within 2 hours of getting up. Okay, so which maintains the circadian rhythm better. So that is one thing. The breaking the fast within 2 hours of getting up, and then afternoon working lunch time, yes, one lunch, one meal, and night it has to be as early as possible. Let's say 6 7, but because of these the working days and the total lifestyle, we will not be able to follow that, which we usually used to do it. Or our forefathers used to do it. They used to eat at 6 and sleep. So yeah, then we did not have televisions, cable. So there are so many things. I'm not just talking about India, but throughout the world, this was the situation. And then, yeah, of course, we had very less diabetes, hypertension, those things. So as we started having our dinner late night, 10, I mean 9, 10, 11, 12, sometimes people have at 1 o'clock also. So that we can decrease. The best thing is to have at 6 to 7, which may, if it is difficult, make it as early as possible, maybe around 8 or 9 at the max. But best is as early as possible. 6 to 7 is ideal. Okay, so that is the timing wise. Uh, how much to eat is again another important question. Should be, we should feel still our stomach is empty. I can eat more. That should be the status. That much in terms of quantity and what to eat. So that's the most important thing. So we always say the balanced diet. So how do we know that it is a balanced diet? It's very difficult for everyone to approach a dietitian, get okay, this much grams, and also difficult to follow those things. No, nobody, I mean, some may be able to do that weighing, but better to have a simple tips which we can really follow. So for that, the simplest tip is plate proportion method, what we call a plate, a circular plate usually, what we eat, standard size, not a big thali, but standard size. Half of the plate has to be vegetables. That is the dictate. Half of the plate has to be vegetable, and one fourth has to be whatever cereal based diet. You may eat rice, you may eat chapati, you may eat roti, right? You may eat ragi ball. So anything based on cereal based item, one fourth, remaining one fourth protein based diet. It may be dal for a vegetarian, or it may be egg for non-vegetarian. It may be a chicken piece. So it's only one part, small portion, one fourth part. So that is the ideal thing. So whatever you eat, we are not recommending, or nobody can, okay, you have to eat this much only. You have to eat only utma. You have to eat only this. No, it's 50% is vegetables, one fourth is whatever cereal you are eating, and remaining one fourth is whatever protein rich, maybe dal, egg. So that kind of thing. And it's always better to add probiotics like curd, a small portion, a small cup, so that we have a good bacterial flora. So which will take care of multiple things, including diabetes. They say this. It is said that the bacterial flora improves the or prevents the occurrence of diabetes, a good bacterial flora. So this is the brief about what to eat. So in addition to this, there are something like, how frequently I can eat non-vegetarian, how frequently I can eat, let's say the oil fried food, all those things. There are some doubts regarding that. Yeah, you can always eat once in a week non-vegetarian. The egg can be like daily. So you have to fill in that portion of protein. It may be dal or this. So that's it. And regarding oil, uh, it is more important to think about the quantity of oil we use. So then comes the question, how do we measure? How do I know that how much oil I'm taking? So that's the biggest question. So we cannot really weigh every day's oil and then say, okay, I'm taking today 10 grams, 20 grams. So best thing would be a per person per month utilization of oil should be 500 ml, half a liter. There are 5 people in a house, it's 2.5 liters per month. So that is the way. And of course, another important thing in diet is we should not eat outside. I know all of you will kill me if I said we should not eat outside. It is definitely not possible in the present scenario, the lifestyle. So we definitely eat, but we have to minimize. Maybe we can fix once in a week maximum, so that we can one meal outside per week. So that we can fix. So that is one thing. Okay. So only when then we can talk about this per month per person oil intake, so that that can be managed. You can tick it in a calendar when you buy it, then control used throughout the month. So you may eat one day fried like puri and anything made of oil, but at the when month comes, so it is something like managing your money. Okay, so you have to manage oil intake in the same way. Also, it is more important. I mean, people also ask, which oil to be eaten, which is the best oil. So that doubt also will be there in everybody's mind. But it is more important to talk about the quantity of oil than the quality of oil, type of oil. Irrespective of the type of oil, we should be focused more on the quantity. It may be palm oil, it may be olive oil. So olive oil, okay, is the best oil. Canola oil is the best oil. Doesn't mean that I can have 5 liter per month, 5 people, or one person can have 2 liter. No, that is not the thing. I am rich, I can afford them. So can I have it? No. It is more important. Quality, quantity is more important than the quality, right? And still, if you want to know which is the best oil, there is nothing like this is the best. It is mixture of different oils. So we should be using, like let's say if we buy 2 liter per month, then I can use 1 liter, olive oil, another liter of sunflower oil. Next month when I buy a groundnut oil and then palm oil, next time I can buy ginger oil. So it's a rotate the different oils because each oil has its own advantage and disadvantage. So we should be using them in rotation. So when we say mix, please don't mix a different oil in a single pan and use it. Again, it has its own complication because they have a different, slightly different boiling point, and the person cooking will have some harm. So yeah, it may splash on your face. So avoid that. So it is use the different oil on rotation. That is the thing. Same way, we have so also have to talk about salt, no, because that's one of the key thing which influences the hypertension, right? And also heart disease, in turn heart disease and the renal disease. So again, how to know that how much salt I am taking, whether it is important. So same as I said for oil, we should note down in the calendar when we bring it. Okay, today is 3rd of, let's say today is 18th of December. We note I buy 2 packets or 1 packet of salt. So I note it down and then go on using it as minimum as possible. Decrease or the first time when you use, you can note down. So when it ends, you can calculate. Okay, it ends on, let's say, for sake of calculation, January 13th, 18th. So 1 kg of salt is over. We are 5 people in our house. So 1,000 grams divided by 5, it is 200 gram per 5 people. So divided by 5, so it will be 4 gram per person per day. So that is excellent. So if that is the case, then you can use as you are using it now. So no problem. You need not change anything. But if it comes as, let's say, 8 grams or 6 grams, then we should know, okay, you have to decrease the salt by, let's say, 20% so that you meet the required salt intake quantity. So that's how you can manage. Otherwise, this is very difficult to measure. Right. So that is one thing. And most of the people do not take the required amount of vegetables and fruits. So the simple thing is at least have one fruit per day so that you will be able to match the required, what is required as per the WHO. Similarly, you should use at least 1 cup, one small cup of vegetable per meal. So if 3 times, at least 1 cup. So that is the minimum thing, and it can be cooked or raw, any form. If you're sabzi, if you have made, you can use it same way. The only thing is you should not use again too much of oil into that. So the whole purpose of the benefit of vegetable goes off. So that is these are simple things in diet which I would say to follow so that you can prevent the non-communicable diseases.
And you didn't mention anything about the evening snacks. We should take it if in case of we are taking a dinner at
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
8:30. So we should take evening snacks, or we should avoid it and just go for the dinner directly.
Yeah, and so that is why I said no. Definitely, when you have lunch at let's say 1 or 2, you will be hungry by evening because you better to take as a working lunch. So the minimum quantity. I said you should not have a full stomach, right? So when you have 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock dinner, So that problem actually gets solved. Early dinner, so you just sleep off. Maybe you can take the fruit a later part, let's say 9 o'clock, and then sleep, or before, just before sleeping. Just before sleeping, you eat the fruit and sleep off, so that you don't get up of hunger in the midnight. So that's how you can follow. And these are even for a proper diabetic people, you can, or hypertensive people. This applies. Only difference is the diabetic people should avoid certain fruits or minimize taking them. Other than that, it's all same. A non-diabetic, or they can have any kind of fruit. So there is no restriction of fruit, type of fruit. So other than that, so if you just follow these things, you will be able to prevent thing. Even if you have to take some snacks, you feel hungry at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, you can always eat some snacks, healthy snacks, maybe germinated seeds. You just soak in water so they're soft, you can eat, or even egg
Mm,
white or egg as such, you can eat.
mm,
So the healthy diet, whatever is prepared at home in a natural, traditional way, is fine, no harm in it. Whenever you are hungry, you should eat, not when you are not hungry. Just because it is given, somebody gives you, okay, eat, okay, I'll eat because it's given. So that's where the problem actually starts. When you are hungry, if you eat, actually there will not be any problem, right? When you are not
right.
hungry and you start eating, then that's the beginning of the problem. Yeah.
Right. That's very great, sir. And please give me a brief detail about the physical activity also, because that is also a very important part of the health. So
Yeah.
please just a brief detail about the physical activity, like what activity should we do, how much, all these things.
Yeah. So, yeah, as I said earlier, when you say activity, you end up doing what you want, how much you want. Yeah, those things. Again, people will also have doubts on what type of physical activity is to be done, when to do it. So I don't have time, sir. No, you say you have to do it, but I don't have time. No, I am obese. I can't walk. I have joint pain, so I can't, really put a foot forward. So yeah, yes, as a doctor, you will tell, but I can't. So there are many queries or doubts. Uh, there's no fixed time to do any physical activity. That's the thing. If you ask me the timing, whenever you are free, okay, whenever you find time, you should do the activity. There is nothing like a fixed time. You should do only in the morning. If you say that and say, I don't have time in the morning, I have a lot of work in the morning. So those things. Anytime, it can be afternoon, morning, evening, anytime you have time, please do it. So that is the first thing. But preferably, if you can make time in the morning, that's the best. But yeah, there is no fixed rule, right? What type of activity to be done? So that is the thing. Uh, Activity you can choose based on your interest. No, but ideal would be walking, because there is a continuity. You continuously do walking without stopping. So that's the easily done and most commonly done activity, which can be done in a continuous way, without any stop, because that's where actually benefit starts, because you're doing it continuously in the same pace. So that's the thing. But if you say, okay, I'm no 18-year-old, 20-year-old, it's really boring. I don't like to do a walking. So you can play games, but a game which there's no pause, like cricket. You just ball and then stop, or you field, you just stand, wait for a ball to come. So there is no continuous activity. So those do not give you benefit. Okay. So you can choose like shuttle, badminton. So yeah, where you will be on the toes. Football, continuously you'll be running. So that those kind of activity or sports you can play, or you can even jog if you are able to do it. You can jog slowly. So that is a type of activity. Either you can do this walking, that's the best, or jog, run, or any sports, depending upon your interest. Yeah, that is one part. That is aerobic activity. What I said now is all aerobic activity. However, we need to do other type of activities also. Like for example, stretching type of activity. So the yoga is a stretching type. So you can do yoga. It has additional benefits apart from regular aerobic activities. So that should also be done. And those who are diabetic, you can also do a kind of balancing activity. So standing on one leg, and again, next step will be standing on one leg with eyes closed. So that helps you to build the tone. So what we call actually frailty, which increases with age as well as diabetes. So that can be minimized with this activity. Another important thing is a resistant activity, what we say, like push-ups or weightlifting. You can just take anything. No, I don't have any, weights at home. I don't like to go to gym. Yeah, no problem. But you can just do a continuous, like counts, fixed number 15 counts both sides. Whatever weights you have, maybe you can put a rice in a bag, 5 kg thing, and then do like this. So just to improve the tone and improve the cardiovascular stability. So it is said that at least 2 days in a week, these resistance exercises help a heart, to be healthy. In addition to aerobic activity. Another important point in aerobic activity is like medicine dose. How much to be done, how many days in a week it has to be done. So they are also very important and very specific things. It's always advisable to do at least 5 days in a week aerobic activity, at least 5 days in a week, 30 to 45 minutes. If you want to really prevent diabetes or hypertension, 45 minutes. You want to prevent weight gain, obesity, or even reduce the weight, maybe 1 hour or more. So that is the dosage. And as I said, when you say 5 days in a week, so which 2 days have to be skipped? That is the question. People say, okay, I will do from Monday to let's say Friday. So I will take a break on Saturday, Sunday. So that is not advisable. That break has to be in between. So break has to be in between. But in the beginning, when you start, because I'm not in the habit of activity, physical walking. So I'm starting it now. I advise to do it continuously, daily basis. Don't leave a single day, and at least do for 21 days, because all our habits, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, if continuously done for 21 days, it becomes a cyclic. So you start following that. So based on those behavioral studies, we say, you have to do at least for 21 days continuously. So when you start doing like that, then maybe you can think of skipping in between, but in between, not on as I said, weekends. Okay. The reason, there are multiple reasons, but three important reasons are, the benefit of improving sugar or preventing diabetes will be there maximum only when you do. Don't leave 2 continuous days gaps. That's the thing. Other reason is when we to leave 2 days gap, then third day, oh, I don't, okay, I will not do next day. So that's the behavior, mind, right? So we'll become lazy. So, but when, as I said, when you do 21 days or more, then automatically you don't feel like it becomes a habit. It's like you're brushing daily, you're taking bath daily. So you have to walk daily wherever you are, whether you are in India, Delhi, Mysore, or Lucknow, New York, London, anywhere you feel okay, I have to do walking. So that kind of the habit, it becomes a habit, and you will do it. So you will never skip. You don't feel like skipping even a single day. So even if there is very inevitable, you want to say at least somehow you will adjust that day so that you can do that 30 minutes or 45 minutes of walk. So that becomes a habit. So that is about the duration and skipping. And another important thing is when you start doing it daily, okay, I got motivated. Dr. Sumanta said I'll start doing. So let me jog today. Okay, if you start doing day one jogging, then you will stop next day. I hope, I definitely feel all of you would have had this experience. You listen to somebody, you start doing the jogging, and then you'll have a pain on the shin. So usually the micro injuries will happen when you start doing suddenly. So it has to be a gradual process. You can start walking daily. So once it becomes let's say 1 or 2 months, then you can shift to jogging, and then maybe running. So only then you get used to it, and then your body get used to it, and then you can continue it. Another 2 points which earlier I mentioned, I'm obese, I can't really do it. So what happens is you can do, because uh, to get a mental motivation, you can start doing how much distance is possible from you on day one and slowly increase it. So that is the thing, right? And also, the what should be the pace of walking? When we say yes, we say usually brisk walk. When you say walk, so what is brisk? When you walk, you should not be able to talk to your next person, because generally, the habit builds when you go with another person. That's a good thing, because at least that person will call you. Okay, come with me. Let me walk. Let us walk together. Let us reduce weight. Whatever is the reason, right? So, but you should not be able to talk to them freely. That should be the pace. So you should become breathless if you talk, provided you are healthy otherwise. If you have some other problem, then that is not the sign of brisk walk. That's the sign of your illness. Yeah. So that should be the thing. So that pace you need to maintain, right? Uh, if you have joint pain, okay, if you have joint pain, definitely you will not be able to walk. So, and most of the people with diabetes or obese people will have naturally joint pain. So what to do? So what you can do is you can do the quadricep exercise. Sit on a chair and then try to lift your leg. Sit on a chair and then try to you can just try to lift your legs by sitting on a chair. So that will actually help you to improve your quadriceps. And once your quadriceps improves, I mean, that itself is an exercise. When you're sitting and doing it, that's because it's a large group muscle. So that actually brings majority of benefits. And also your joint pain comes down, your walking ability improves. So you can do that. Those are all very important things, simple things, but yeah, and also important things. So that way your joint pain improves and you can continue walking. Another thing, simple thing which you can do is leg raising and head raising. So you can just lie down and start raising your legs, separately, individually, or and also both legs together slowly. So that actually helps slowly. That is very important with controlled breathing. So then again, that there is no weight on your knee joint or joint, so you will not have problem of joint pain or and at the same time you have an exercise. Simple exercise, even with a joint pain, you can do it and control things. So these are the simple tips which you can follow in relation to physical activity.
Thank you so much, sir. All these are very interesting. To be very honest, these all are really very simple and looks very interesting. Uh, Ask every audience that please follow these simple techniques, simple dieting habits, simple physical exercise to avoid these non-communicable diseases. Because as sir said that with this maybe we cannot like stop these diseases, but we can prevent it at least for the longer duration of the time. Thank you
Yeah, what
so much.
happens is actually, especially those who have family history, so at least they
Mm-hmm.
can postpone. Sometimes it
Mm-hmm.
is inevitable, and there is also when you do these activities, the diet or physical activity, the gene also changes. So it
Hmm.
actually, you can, that expression gets hidden. So you may not get diabetes, or you may get very late in the life when, okay, everything is over, so you are very free. And then that will be very milder thing. The severity of your diabetes will be very mild. So then it will not be a problem for your life. So that can be followed. And what you said is also was there with my experience. I also initially used to do same way. I don't have time, but now I do a regularly walking for past, let's say, 6 7 years.
Wow.
I don't miss even a single day, whatever it is, wherever I am. So whether I am in a Dubai or a London, Chennai or Mysore, Bangalore, wherever I am, I will do the walking plus these resistance exercise. So in a
Yes.
appropriate time duration. So that has
Yes.
become an habit for me. So I'm just sharing my actual experience in my life,
Yes.
where no time I have from no time situation where to a place where I give at least 1 hour of walking every day.
Great, great. So it's like na that give 15 minutes, give 30 minutes to your health, or otherwise get a diabetes free, free, free. It's something
Yeah,
like that. But
right.
I will make sure that I will do definitely from today only. And thank you so much, sir, for getting for a talk with us. Thank you so much. It was really very interesting talk with you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, sir.
thank you.